What's up, collectors? Welcome to Films by Color. I am DJ and I am ready to talk spooky movies. It's finally October. I've been waiting all year to watch some spooky season movies. I've bought things earlier in the year that I've been holding off and waiting until now to watch. Can't wait to dive into this month's watches. I'm going to hit you in this video with my full first-time watch list for Spooktober 2024. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, let's jump into the list. The list is available on my Letterboxd account. If you want to view the full list there, link is in the description. There are about 31 films on this list. I know I'm not going to make it to all of them, but I like to make this list every year just to have a nice pool of films to pick from for my October viewing. Starting with the Criterion films on this list. I've got 4 Criterions that I've been meaning to get to forever, and this is going to be the year. I promise I'm at least going to get through these 4. Starting with The Uninvited from 1944. This was on my list last year, but we didn't get to it, so I cannot wait to finally watch this. Directed by Lewis Allen. This is a nice, brief 99-minute haunted house film about a pair of siblings from London who purchase a surprisingly affordable lonely clifftop house in Cornwall, only to find out that it has a ghostly price. It's a haunted house, and before they know it, they end up in a bizarre romantic love triangle with the ghost. So this sounds incredible. It says it was groundbreaking at the time for how serious it took the haunted house genre, and I love me some good old-fashioned 1940s haunted house horror movies. Right up my alley, and I cannot wait to check it out, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to do it. Then going back just a few years, another 40s film, also from Criterion. This one just came out on Blu-ray for the first time just a couple months ago. It's All That Money Can Buy. This is an early spine number all the way back at 214, but like I said, we just got the Blu-ray upgrade, and this sounds incredible. This sounds even more up my alley. It is a little fable film about a man who sells his soul to the devil, and his life just continues to unravel after that. Look at this release. I love all of the detail put into this. We've got a lovely little booklet there. The artwork on the front is fantastic. All That Money Can Buy, also called The Devil and Daniel Webster. That's the alternate title. You may know it by that. I can't wait to watch this. This one, ever since it came out a couple months ago, I had to put this on my list. It's not really a horror film, I don't think, but I do think it's shot very stylistically, and there are scenes with the devil and the actors hamming it up, and there's some horrific things that happen, even if it's not a straight up horror film, but I just wanted an excuse to watch it because I've been looking forward to it since it came out. Then jumping forward in time to 1960, we've got another big famous one here from Criterion, Eyes Without a Face. This is a French film that I've never seen, and I've always meant to. Such a provocative cover art and artwork inside as well. Very, very interesting looking, and I can't wait to watch the movie. I've heard great things about this one. I heard it gets pretty gross for the time. For the time, I feel like there was some shocking things in it. This is 1960. I'm sure it won't, freak me out nowadays, but I can't wait to finally go back and check that one out. That's another big one that I have to tick off the list. And then jumping ahead just 5 years, so we've got 2 60s films and 2 40s films. This is 1965's Quon, a Japanese horror film that I just picked up in the last Criterion sale back in July. This is a Japanese horror film based on Japanese folklore, featuring colorfully surreal sets and luminous cinematography. This sounds perfect for me. I can't wait to watch this. I'm sure I'm gonna love it. This sounds exactly like my cup of tea. There we go on the inside. Very vague on the artwork. So I don't know anything about the visuals. I want to go into this as blind as possible. I love the Japanese horror stuff I've seen so far, and I can't wait to check that one out as well. All right, moving away from Criterion and onto probably the second biggest boutique label, at least here in the States. We're going to Arrow Video, and I have had this Arrow Video box set since the beginning of the year, and I've been waiting all year to watch it. Look at this, the Cold War Creatures, 4 films from Sam Katzman. What a perfect box set to watch in October. I found this at CD Warehouse at like February, January, super early in the year. I don't even know if I did a video on it because it was so out of season, but I can't wait to dive into these 4 films. We've got Creature with the Atom Brain, The Werewolf, Zombies of Moratau, and The Giant Claw. Look at this box set. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite pieces in the collection. Probably one of my favorite, at least Arrow Video box sets. I have some Arrow Academy box sets that I like better, but this is easily my favorite Arrow Video box set. It comes with 4 films. I've switched the artwork to show the original posters on here because I think they look better. We've got the Creature with the atom brain right there. These are all back to back to back. What are the years on these? We've got 1955, Werewolf is 1956, and then both the Zombies and the Giant Claw came out in 1957. Just incredible posters on there. You do have alternate artwork on the inside where you can flip it around and get the artwork that's more in sync with the rest of the box set, but I prefer the original posters. And then all of them come with these old style art cards with original promotional. This is what I like. If you're gonna do art cards, give me original promo shots. Don't give me like new artwork or just screenshots from the movie. I prefer the promo shots, the original advertising, and then they also come with these posters. You only get 2 of them, but they are double-sided. The Giant Claw right there, and then on the other side, the Zombies of Moratau. So 2 posters, 2 double-sided posters, tons of art cards, not 1 booklet, but 2 booklets. Look at this. 2 separate booklets. This one is called Cold War Creatures Essays, 58, 60 pages of essays, and then this one is called Cold War Creatures Art. So it's just art. We talk about promo images. You got the original posters in there, and there's a little bit of, writing in there too as well about all the advertising, but so much good stuff in this. I could dig into this. I could just spend the whole month digging into this box set, but there's so much more to get to. Jumping right into another Arrow video box set. This is the Yokai Monsters collection, also 4 films. I've already watched the trilogy. I've watched the original trilogy of Yokai Monster films from the 1960s, but I have not yet watched the remake. There's a reboot called The Great Yokai War from the early 2000s. So it's gonna be a very different flavor, very different feel. There's gonna be some CG effects. It's not gonna be all the cool, charming practical effects from the originals, but I have seen the trailer and it does seem like a lot of fun. It seems like it's in keeping with the spirit of the originals. So I am excited to finally check out that remake, The Great Yokai War. Again, another beautiful Arrow video box set. I don't have the limited edition on this one, so unfortunately I don't have the booklet or the nice hard box, but it's still a great box set, still all the same special features on there, tons of interviews and commentaries and stuff. I learned a lot about this whole genre of filmmaking back when I watched through the trilogy, but I'm excited to check out the new one. That's Yokai Monsters, another Arrow video box set. Then moving on to another boutique label, Indicator, going across the pond to the UK for this beautiful Todd Slaughter limited edition box set. I got this again very, very early in the year and have been waiting all year to finally dive into this set. These are very early sound films from 1935 to 1940. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films in here. I don't know much about Todd Slaughter at all. I know he was very influential, but not very credited, and a lot of people don't know about him. A lot of people aren't familiar with his work, and I'm very happy that Indicator made this set to kind of show off his work a little bit more, make him more of a household name. It's a beautiful set with all these, well, there's the booklet. Look at that huge, thick booklet, over 100 pages. How many pages is this? This is, yeah, well over 100 pages, about 115. And then we've got all of these individual digipacks for all the films. There are 2 right there, The Face at the Window and The Crimes at the Dark House. These all have great titles. I love the way they did these posters too. We've got The Ticket of Leave Man and Sexton Blake and the Hooded Terror. Look at that, perfect Halloween fare. We've also got It's Never Too Late to Mend and Todd Slaughter in The Crimes of Stephen Hawke, right there. And then The Demon Barber of Fleet Street and Maria Martin or The Murder in the Red Barn. So very early sound films. I feel like these are gonna feel very stagey, but that's okay because Halloween for me is much more about a mood and a feeling and a style than really the genre of horror. So I'm very excited to dive into these. That's the Todd Slaughter box set, another set that I've been waiting all year to jump into. I don't know if I'll get to all the films in that set. It is 8 films, it looks like, but I am excited to get to as many as I can. And look at that, just great. Good job, Indicator. Very, very nice set. I hope I enjoy those films as much as I enjoy the packaging and the lead up. Let's stick with the UK and knock out 2 other films on my list here. These are both directed by Jaroslav Herz. I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, but he is a fantasy horror director that I've been wanting to get into forever. I bought these both from Second Run. These are from Second Run. Very nice custom artwork on there. This first one I've heard about for a long time. It is Beauty and the Beast. It is his rendition of the classic Beauty and the Beast fairy tale, a much darker, horror version of the film. You've got a booklet in there and everything, just like second run always does. And then the second one is Margiana, which is another horror kind of fantasy fairy tale. It says part fairy tale, part gothic horror. Margiana is the story of two sisters who live a life of decadent opulence, where Chiara is charming and beautiful, Victoria is wicked, sadistic, bursting with hate and jealousy, and plots to poison her more popular siblings. So again, all about a mood for me on Halloween. So these aren't your traditional like slasher horror films. That's not my thing. I much prefer these kind of dark, gothic fairy tales. And I'm always down to see more Czech films. I've loved the Czech films I've seen so far, and I can't wait to tick off those finally off of my list. And then we'll swing by Australia before we make it back to the US and knock out the rest of the releases. We're gonna talk about two imprint releases. These are Catacombs and Woman Who Comes Back. These are both very similar releases from imprint. They came out around the same time, spine number 315 and 317. They're both about women coming back from the grave. This is Woman Who Came Back, and this is the story of the girl who twice returned from the grave. Can't wait to check both of these out. They seem like a lot of fun. Look at that creepy paper mache looking witch face on the back. This is a 1945 film. This one is a little bit later from 1965. Both black and white horror films that look like they fit perfectly into my kind of Halloween watch. So I can't wait to check out both of those. Great releases from imprint. Then coming back to the US to knock out a few more boutique titles. This is one that I've had for a long time, and I can't wait to finally watch. I've been waiting again till October to check it out. It's The Pied Piper from Deaf Crocodile. This is the Kickstarter exclusive that my wife was so gracious to grab for me for Christmas last year, and I've been waiting ever since. This is another fairy tale, another animated film, which I love. A really creepy, unsettling stop motion animation. I've seen clips of it. I've never seen it all the way through. It is a shorter one. It's only 53 minutes, so I will for sure be getting to this one this month, and I can't wait. Another boutique label, another boutique horror-specific label from here in the States is TerraVision, and this is another one I got towards the end of last year after October, missed the deadline, but really want to watch it this time. It's Dante's Inferno, one of the first ever horror films, all the way back from 1911. This is an Italian adaptation of, look at that, of the Inferno. Really, really cool. I did pop this in. I did a whole review of this, like a whole unboxing of this, and I checked it out. I watched lots of clips of it. I played through it. I didn't watch the whole thing though, so I'm looking forward to watch it in its entirety. Look at that. There's the cover art. There's that iconic scene from the movie with this crazy forced perspective special effect. Tons of like groundbreaking special effects in this. I love all that kind of stuff. This is around the time that Georges Méliès is working, early special effects directors. So I can't wait to check this out. This looks awesome. There's also a great booklet in there. TerraVision did a wonderful job with this release, and I can't wait to finally watch that all the way through. Then we've got two quick releases from Kino Lorber, another great boutique label that always puts out great stuff. You can always count on them for putting out more obscure things that maybe the other boutique labels wouldn't think would get a big enough release. This is a silent film from 1920, all the way back to 1920, a German silent film called The Golem. It is based on a Jewish folk tale about the Golem, and is also the inspiration for the Frankenstein myth about this just stone monster. And I can't wait to check it out. I've been wanting to watch this for a long time. Just finally found a copy a couple weeks ago, and so happy about that. That's from Kino Classics. And then also from Kino Lorber, we've got a weird, crazy sci-fi film from the 60s, another Cold War era stuff. I love this kind of atomic age sci-fi horror stuff, and this one looks absolutely insane and has an amazing title. It is The Earth Dies Screaming, with that, look at that horrifying sci-fi retro-futurist alien right there. Looks like he's brainwashing these people in the poster, and then they're on the back as well with their glazed over white eyes. Looks like so much fun. Black and white, B-movie, horror movie, sci-fi horror movie from the 60s. It's perfect for me. I can't wait to check this out. And then another sci-fi horror film along the same vein is It Came from Outer Space, which got this beautiful release from Universal Essentials collection. There's only a few of these. I don't have too many of these, but this one is awesome. My brother got me this for Christmas last year, and I've been waiting ever since to check it out, and October's the perfect time. Look at this crazy artwork on here. Came from Outer Space. There's also a booklet in here, art cards, all kinds of stuff in there, but I'll show you the 4K case. There's the original poster. So cool, so cool. I can't wait to check this one out. I did not do a full review of this, but I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of the month if I end up watching it, which I hope I do, because I gotta watch that one. That one is definitely towards the top of the list. And then last but not least, we've got a collection of 4 films. This is Horror Classics, Volume 1, from Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers put, I don't know if there was ever a volume 2, but I found this at some secondhand store randomly when I was out of town one time, and it is a beautiful digibook. Look at that, there's the back. It's got a hard slipcase as well. And then underneath, look at this. We've got all 4 films. There's the back. And this is a digibook where each film gets its own page here. These are Hammer horror classics from, I believe, the 60s. We'll see exactly where they're from here. We've got The Mummy from 1959, which looks like a lot of fun. We've also got Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. These also have really great names. From 1969, jumping ahead quite a bit. Look at that, that's a very interesting looking Frankenstein design. Then we've got Taste the Blood of Dracula, also from 1969, starring Christopher Lee right there. He was in a ton of these Hammer movies. And then lastly, we've got another Christopher Lee Dracula film, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. These look like a ton of fun. These look a lot more silly and over the top. We're getting into the 50s, 60s, those kind of Hammer horror classics, which I have not seen enough of. I've seen the original Universal Monster movies, of course, but these ones seem like a totally different genre, and they seem like a ton of fun. So hopefully I can get to some of those this month. Don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I at least want to check out 1 or 2. That's another amazing box set from a studio, not even a boutique label. These 2 right here, look at this. Studio's putting out great stuff as well. We don't discriminate. We love all kinds of releases. So that is it. That's my entire list. About 30 films to keep me busy this month. Like I said, I probably won't make it to all of them, but I will do a wrap-up video at the end of the month and talk more details about all the ones that I did watch. And hopefully I enjoy all of them and I can recommend them to you guys at the end. Thank you guys so much for listening to me just show off cool stuff in this video, but then stay tuned till the end of the month. Like I said, I'll talk more about those movies. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen any of these films yourself. Maybe share your opinions down there so I can know which ones to prioritize this month. And I'll talk to you down there in the comments section. Until next time, keep collecting, and I'll be back with another one real soon.